Hello friends, welcome back to this channel. Today we will take you to the Vatican City during a rainy day in Rome. Our visit started at the Piazza San Pietro. This plaza is located directly in front of St. Peter's Basilica in Vatican City, the papal enclave in Rome. At the center of the square is the Vatican obelisk, an ancient Egyptian obelisk erected at the current site in 1568. After entering the plaza, we line up to enter the St. Peter's Basilica, which is one of the largest temples in the world. Construction of the present basilica began in 1506 and was completed in 1626. This is the temple where the Pope presides a number of liturgies throughout the year. Entry into the basilica is free of charge. The basilica is open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. every day. We highly recommend that if you want to avoid the worst of the crowds, you must be there either very early during the day or shortly before closing time. Sit tight and wait to the end of the video so you can have a better look how the basilica looks like when there is nobody around. The basilica is so massive that it can take you up to 1 hour or even more to explore it. Some interesting facts about the basilica. Relics of St. Peter were found under the altar of the basilica. In 1950, an inspection conducted under the altar of St. Peter's Basilica, which, by the way, was under remodelation during our visit, so bad luck to us, revealed human bones dating to the 1st century. These relics reportedly belong to a 60-year-old male. It is widely believed that the remainings are of St. Peter's. In 2013, Pope Francis, for the first time, displayed the relics at a public mass. His remainings are still preserved under the high altar of the basilica. Another interesting fact is that Emperor Nero ordered St. Peter's execution. Emperor Nero blamed the Christians for the first fire and St. Peter was sentenced to crucifixion. Another interesting fact within the interesting fact is that St. Peter wished to be crucified with his head down as he felt unworthy to be crucified the same way as Christ. When Constantine I decided to build a temple for St. Peter, he chose the exact place where St. Peter was crucified and buried.
The entire interior of St. Peter's is lavishly decorated with marble, reliefs, architectural sculptures, and gilding. It can hold up to 20,000 people and was inscribed as an UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1984. Visiting this place is an unforgettable experience, and if you ever decide to come here, make sure not to miss climbing to the top of the dome. You will be amazed by the stunning view of St. Peter's Square.
If you're up to the challenge, the climb takes place in 2 stages. The first one involves ascending up to the interior of the dome itself, offering an amazing view down into the basilica, and you will have the chance to have a close-up look at the mosaics that decorate it. Now, if you want to reach even higher and you're feeling fit and in shape, then you can keep going for another 320 steps right up to the very top of the cupola.
Just keep in mind that climbing to the top might be a little difficult, especially because of the spiral and narrow form of the stairs.
The panorama over the city from the top has to be seen to be believed. Walking around the basilica, we couldn't help but notice this deposit. People over here, they throw coins. We tried to figure out what exactly they were for, but we couldn't find anything around the chapel, neither on internet. So if you know fact about these coins over here, please let us know in the comments. We are legit curious about it and we want to know. Beneath the basilica lies the Vatican grottos, a series of chapels and tombs of famous popes and royalty. About 91 popes are buried in the papal tombs. Popes include St. Leo I, St. John Paul II, and St. Pius X. Archaeologists consider these tombs as invaluable treasures because of their historical significance. It is estimated that every year, millions of tourists, like us, make their way to the tombs to pay their respects or just to take a closer look at the papal tombs. According to holyart.com, the Basilica is the final resting place of the founder of the Catholic Church, St. Peter. It should be noted that not all popes are buried in the same place.
The Vatican grottos are located on the lower level of St. Peter's Basilica and consist of a system of vaults built between 1590 and 1591 to support the floor of the Renaissance building. Their origin, however, is more ancient and dates back to a design variation presented to Pope Leo X by the architect Antonio de Sangallo the Younger after the death of Raphael in 1520. Inside the grottos are the tombs of over 90 popes, a few monarchs, and other church dignitaries, which date back to the 10th century. Other than the tombs, the grottos also contain rooms, chapels, and structures, including the marble statue of St. Peter's enthroned. Vatican Grottos is the most visited place in the Vatican City and should absolutely be on your must-see list.
As you make your way out of the tombs, you will encounter these ancient structures, which were part of the original basilica. Right over here, you can see the Treasure Museum of St. Peter's Basilica. It is essentially a collection of furnishings used once for the performance of sacred functions in the basilica, but now they are no longer in use. It is also said that over the centuries, the treasure of St. Peter has experienced a long period of slow but continuous enrichment. Another interesting fact about the museum is that the violent looting of which the Vatican Basilica has been repeatedly victims, and sometimes the entire city of Rome, have led to the dispersion of the treasure of St. Peter. This happened in the late ancient age by the hands of the Visigoths in 410 AD, the Vandals 455, and the Ostrogoths in 545. It should also be mentioned that a lot of artifacts stored in this treasure museum, they've been gifted to the Vatican City by different mandataries, princes, and kings around the world. And we do apologize if you were expecting the 16th chapel to be featured in this video. However, as we mentioned before, this was a last minute trip and we didn't have enough time to purchase tickets to go in there. But again, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please subscribe, watch our other material, and there will be more coming up. Thank you so much.